Good morning, everybody. It's November, not November. I don't know if you do it, but I mean, it's all you.
You mean you already
Uh,
failed? I got it.
yeah. It's a new month. It's a new week. I hope everybody's doing great. As you can see, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. It's light. That means the time changed. So I hope you're adjusting very well. And a quick disclaimer: this is just a conversation between me and Randy. Don't take us seriously. This is just for fun. But yeah, have a great week. All you, bro.
We're getting started. All right. So today we're going to change up the format just a little bit. So we're going to start off with the personal development, then jump
Mhm.
into fitness and leave the finance for last. Most of the topics are about the same in terms of length, so it shouldn't be
Right.
that long anyways. But with the personal development, we have how should you approach girls you're interested in? So that might be something interesting. On the fitness side, what's the difference between a good training program and a bad one? And on the finance side, we have what do you do if you keep losing money in your trading and your investing?
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so I guess let's just jump right into it. First
How do you,
question
how
here:
do how do you approach the girls, bro? I mean, you're
How do
taking.
how do I approach the girls as a man that's taken?
uh, right.
I don't. That's the thing. I
Exactly.
don't. I can't. I'm a
Ooh.
loyal man.
All right. All right. Good to hear. Um, Nah, that's definitely an interesting topic to talk about. Now, me and Randy, to be honest, before he was taken, he was the biggest fuckboy I knew.
Whoa!
Whoa, that's true though. But yeah, literally. uh, nah,
Listen, just because
that's
I'm Dominican doesn't mean that.
bro. That means a lot.
Nah.
To be honest. Alright, boom. How do you approach a girl that you are interested in? Hmm. To be honest, just do it.
Hmm.
I realized that through this year, you gotta be yourself to begin with. You cannot jump into a conversation and jump into getting to know her without being yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you go on a date, if you end up being something else than just friends, just gotta realize that you're not you. So be yourself, be honest, confident, of course, and yeah, all the bullshit that you hear that like
Yeah.
confident and um, definitely be funny. I realize that girls, they don't care if you're ugly as long as you're funny. You got it. You can take her out on a date.
Yeah, humor
Um,
definitely works to your favor, for sure.
yeah, definitely. I'm not funny, guys. So
You
just
try. That's all that matters.
I'm funny in my own way, which is cool. Um, but yeah, shit, I need coffee.
Yeah, you forgot the
All right,
coffee.
yeah, man.
All
I'm
right.
not telling
So
you.
let me give it a shot. So
Thanks.
one of the things that I find is that you have to try to make however you're talking to the girl
Mm-hmm.
organic. If it seems like you're trying too hard or it doesn't feel like it's an organic open or like this didn't just happen, like you try to manufacture it and you try to do a bunch of different things in order to make this happen, or you forced it
Mm-hmm.
to happen, then it's just going to come off as weird.
Mm-hmm.
um Quick little story. So my girlfriend tells me that she's at work and she's closing up the office that she's working at, and this dude just stops in front of the office, and now there's nobody there, all the lights are turned off,
That's
and
creepy as
it's
fuck.
just weird that it's creepy, right? He's just waiting
Yeah.
out there and he's pacing back and forth in front of the window, and he tries to get her attention, but she's on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
um so she goes to talk to him, and she tells him that that the office closed and that she's leaving. And then he's like, oh, you seem like the type of girl that would be interested on going on a date with me. And like, he waited all that time, I think it was like in the span of like 30 minutes or so, in
Oh
order to just
wow.
ask if they don't know, like you said, be
Mm-hmm.
forward or try to be direct, right? So the
Right.
problem with that is, well, again, that's a good thing to be direct. That seemed contrived. He was waiting for so long. It didn't come off as organic. It was just
Mm.
weird. It was creepy. So you have to
And
make
that just seems desperate to me, bro.
that as well. You have to
Yeah.
balance it. It can't just be like, oh, I really like this girl, so I'm gonna just wait all day. At the end of the day, you have to have a life. And if you don't, that's also another topic that we can talk about. You don't have a
Ooh,
purpose or
yeah.
anything that you're doing. You're just kind of waiting hand and foot for a female to give you attention.
No, that's a definitely great point that you just brought up. To be honest, when it comes to girls, they come to you most of the time if you have a purpose, if you're doing your own shit. If to be honest, if they notice you like let's say social media or just fucking just do you, to be honest, they is eventually gonna slide in your DMs because those are the type of girls you kind of want to go on a date with. Because like the girls that you chase, most of the time they're not gonna be for you, bro.
They
To
don't
be
have that
honest,
genuine desire.
yeah,
They're,
but
it's just a game to them. And once they win, they get the validation of you, approaching them
exactly,
and showing
they get
them that
that.
you like them. They're just like, I'm bored of him.
Yeah, they get the attention and they eventually like they
Move on
bounce
to the next
to
one.
the next thing. Yeah, but the girls that actually like are interested in you, they're gonna like literally come into your life one way or another. Maybe they're not gonna slide in your DMs, but maybe they're gonna put themselves out there in front of you. And those
Yeah,
are the
for
type of
sure.
girls that you, yeah, those are the type of girls you kind of want to go out in a day with, because in my experience, those are the type of girls that generally like when it comes to like dating, sex is the most fun and
Yeah.
most genuine, like he says. Um, but when it comes to like girls, like me chasing a girl, usually that doesn't end up well. Neither us. Either I get bored or she gets bored. Now, usually I'm the person that get bored really quickly. So it's like I'm not the type of person who are gonna like just give attention to a girl like all the time and be like, oh, like show her
Be all
rainbows and
lovey
shit.
dovey. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Nah. If she's not into me, let her bounce. Be like, okay, peace. On to the next one. Because that's what it is. Because to be honest, we talk about like relationships and being single. Like if she's not there, she's not there. And
Mhm.
regardless how hard it is, she can be a good fucking whatever, but like she's not there. So why should you be dating her? And you should why would it why would you approach her whether you get a chance or not? But if you're just like dating and just fucking around, definitely like take your shots, experience this because experience matters a lot, and experience really shows when it comes to approaching a girl. Because if you are the type of guy like very shy or quiet, and you haven't approached any other girl before, and you go and approach the girl that you like, it might sound or come up really like very insecure, very softy, but if you have done it before, you're going to be a little bit more confident. You're going to be sound a little bit more like a man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
100%.
that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I'll paint another scenario for you. Let's say you're in a class, right?
Hmm.
And you see this cute girl that you like.
Oh yeah.
The best approach is usually the one that, because you're always going to be seeing this girl because you're in the same class, is to
Right.
try to, maybe sit around her or sit next to her or not even think about them. Don't think about it all that much, because if you start like putting yourself in a situation where you get flustered every time you go near her, then that's just going to, that there's an energy there, and that's going to come off
Hmm.
as a weird energy. So if you're the type of girl,
Yeah.
type of guy that has the confidence to sit across from her or ask her for stuff, you can do that. And if you're not, then don't force these don't force these interactions
Hmm.
just because you think she's attractive. If it's not, again, if it doesn't feel organic, there's going to be something that's off, and
Hmm.
you're just going to be pushing something that's just not supposed to work, right? It's like trying to put a circle into a square. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of experience on this, to be honest, when it comes to girls. So
For those young
we've been
college boys, we kind of have to.
yeah, because we tried it like like hit up just like game on college and stuff like that. Literally, this guy, I'm telling you, this guy, second floor, the library, everybody, he took a shot with everybody in there, and
Nah,
they
not
were,
everybody.
yeah, but yeah, when it comes to me, I'm more like picky, especially when it comes to dating, taking a girl on a date. I cannot go with somebody who's boring. But like you'd say, if you have that weird energy, Actually, everybody's weird in their own way. If you're weird, just embrace that weirdness, because there's going to be someone out there who's going to love that. And that's why I realized that, like, I'm weird in my own way, and I don't try to like mask it off or just like kind of like hide it just to impress somebody. No, people, I mean, girls are going to get attracted because of that energy that you have. So once again, be yourself, be confident, and yeah, just take the shot if you're interested in somebody. But
Yeah. It's all a learning
yeah,
experience. So take it day
it's
by day.
yeah. Let me tell you, it's just experience. Trust me. I've been on a fucking Starbucks. I've been like on the mall shooting my shots, getting numbers and stuff like that, and it never works out because you are chasing the girl. I like the girl. I'll be like, oh, she's cute or whatever. Let me just shoot my shot. I gone through that. It never works out if you chasing the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Never, never ever. Because just put yourself in her perspective. If she's a very attractive girl, she's gonna have like 10 guys in her DMs. You're gonna become the 11th.
Yep.
So let her chase you rather than you chase her. Boom. That's
Be
all I gotta
different.
say.
Be different by having a purpose and actually doing something that's, genuinely interesting in your life, as opposed to you just making women a focus of it. That's it.
Yep. To be honest, just focus on yourself and just do you. Time to time, believe it or not, the best relationships that you can, well, best date that you can get, because I'm not going to relationship. The best date that you can get into is the person's. For example, yesterday, like somebody was trying to set me up with somebody else, and too bad she was very old. But like you never know. Like let that kind of chemistry bounce, because
She's like MILF age or?
nah, she's 29, bro. I was sad
Oh,
because she has a baby face.
oh,
Yeah.
she has a baby. Oh,
Nah,
that's a problem.
no, not at all. But she's from the same like city as me. She has a
Mm,
Cuencano accent. Now, like if you're from Cuenca, you know that sexy ass accent that they have.
damn.
That was a winning point. And
Well,
so my friend was trying to set me up on a blind date, but she's too old. So I was like, oh, never mind.
on to the next one.
On to the next one. Yeah, like you never know. Those are like the best dates that you can go on. I went on a date
Mm.
on Saturday. It was trash.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. I ghosted her. So
Well,
but yeah.
hopefully.
Anyways. Oh shit. It's daylight. Okay.
Yes, it is. All right. Let's jump on
Anything
to
else you gotta
the.
throw on?
No, that's pretty much it. Just be on your purpose. Don't chase. Make it organic,
Don't chase.
or make it
Hmm.
seem organic as much as possible.
Did
That's
you
it.
chase your girl or not?
Not at all. She just came into the gym and we did a fitness orientation and kind of just
Mm-hmm.
took it from there. It was pretty organic. It wasn't like I forced this to happen. It just happened.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's
All
what
right.
it is.
So I think that about covers everything that we can talk about here. So let's jump on
Mm-hmm.
to the next point, next talking point. What's the difference between a good training program and a bad one? So
Oh, that's all you.
no, I mean you can definitely chime in here. So
Ah.
the difference between a good training program and a bad one is the one that you can't do versus the one that you like doing. That's basically it. In my experience, I can give a client like the best program in terms of it covers all the bases. It does all the cardio. It does all the strength training. It does all the flexibility and endurance stuff. But if they don't enjoy it, then it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter how good the program is. The program is only as good as the person that can do it, can adhere to it, and commit to doing it. And that's the thing that you're looking for. What kind of exercises do you enjoy doing? What kind of cardio routines do you enjoy doing, if you like doing them at all?
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes what you're going to find, especially at the gym, that most people do the same thing. And that's fine and all, but you have to have variety in your training program so you don't get bored and you're actually making progress across the board. But if you're only doing one thing when you come into the gym, for example, walk on the treadmill or run, and that's it, you're not going to make any progress towards your goals. So that ends up becoming a problem as well.
So monotonic.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me, I said the type of exercise that you do definitely should be enjoyable, and they shouldn't be as challenging as, like you cannot do 1 rep or 2 reps. So definitely there's variation of the same exercise in the easy level. So definitely pick
Mhm.
the level that you are comfortable with, and also know your strength. So if you cannot do a push-up like a regular push-up, then do a different, like an easier variation of that, like maybe with your knees, knees form, or maybe just like in an elevated, you know, against the wall, in order for you to start building the muscle. Because if it's too hard, you're going to feel like shit, because you cannot do neither, not even one. So choosing the right exercise to do and choosing the level that you are at is very important, because in order for you to like progress, like Randy mentioned, but also in order for you to feel more confident in yourself and more, um at least you can do, like, like finish up the reps that you have to do. So
Mhm.
definitely pick
Mhm.
wisely on that sense. And
Mhm.
depending on, if you have somebody who can help you out, if you don't, there's YouTube videos. You can also do your own research regarding easier exercises for beginners.
That's how I started. I started with
Hmm.
YouTube videos, and I kind of just jumped from there. Little by little, I started adding the things that I enjoyed all together, and then that's how I started my own program. Um,
Hmm.
Again, it doesn't have to be that complicated. You don't have to think that you have to do 1,000 different exercises in order to make progress towards your goals.
Start
Generally,
with
I
core
find,
exercises.
yeah, start with the main ones. Start with exercises that incorporate you trying to dominate your body weight. So things like push-ups, body weight squats, pull-ups,
Hmm.
dips. These are good exercises just to make sure you have mastery of your body. If you really want to get stronger and really build size towards, your overall physique, and that's when you start implementing weights and you start doing things like barbell squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press, back rows.
Hmm.
These, look, I just named what, like 9, 10 exercises in total. That's basically all you need. 9 or 10 exercises. You put that into a program. You do 4 or between 3 or 5 of those exercises every other day, and that's it. That's a whole training
Yeah,
program.
yeah, definitely. Sometimes you might feel pressure just seeing like a lot of machines or a lot of equipment in the gym, but don't feel pressure of that. Just stay in your purpose. Stay on the category that you chose to be, because that's you.
Yeah,
And I
no,
feel hangover.
it the wider. So for you guys that don't know, he's hung over a little bit, so
Yeah,
he's doing his best. So I applaud him for that.
thank yous. But no, definitely, because when I started, well, I started a long time ago when it comes to fitness. Um, it's hard in the sense that, for example, my gym has a lot of equipment. Like, you see a lot of people like doing, you know, a bunch of stuff. I didn't know what a squat was until I was like a senior in high school. But don't feel pressure to do what other people are doing, because you're not at their level yet. Start with you, and it all comes down to you, to be honest. Like, learn your strengths and weaknesses. And now, one exercise might not work for you, so definitely choose wisely on that. Definitely agree with Randy on that. Choose wisely. Choose something that fits on, like, with you.
Yeah, and
Did,
just
did
make
that make
progress
sense?
on that one thing. Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of resources out there for that.
And that's the problem. There's too much sometimes.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true. Hmm.
simplify it by trying just picking a couple of those exercises that incorporate the whole body and that you can do because either whether you like it or because it's something interesting or whatever. But pick those
Hmm.
exercises that are interesting to do and that you can actually make progress in. Because if you have, I just named 9 or 10 exercises. If you have 50 exercises, it's going to be difficult to make progress in any one because you have to do all
Hmm.
50 by the end of the week.
Yeah, that's too much. If you choose too many exercises, then you cannot focus on one muscle. I feel like
Exactly.
specific muscles, like if you're trying to turn out like like a very specific muscle, let's say calves, it's a hard muscle to, like, tone.
Yeah.
That comes later on. That comes once you achieve your goal, once you like fit, once you're able to lift, let's say 2 plates on bench press, or that comes later. The specification, I think, comes very, very like late on the program. So first you need to do your basics, because without
Mm.
like a strong core or strong legs or strong chest, you cannot move forward. It's simple as that. Because you cannot go into a specification like a specific muscle. Let's say you want abs and you want to like focus a lot on your abs. You cannot do it if you don't have a strong core. For that, what is it? Deadlifts. Deadlifts is a really good one for core
Hmm.
or
Squats, and you can focus on
squat.
abs specifically, so you can do things like planks. I like Russian twist,
Yeah, but
bicycles, flutter
yeah, but you
kicks, things like that.
yeah, but you cannot really like really focus on that like at the beginning. Like, I
No,
feel like
no,
a
no.
lot of
That
people
you
go,
can just add that to the end of the workout for like
yeah.
2 or 3 minutes, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like
That's it.
because remember, if you trying to lose fat, you gotta lose fat in all the places, not just in the stomach. Because I feel like a
And
lot of people go just for the stomach. Like, bro, like you gotta work out the whole body, not just the abs.
that's
Actually,
definitely another talking point in terms of topics, because people think you can target fat loss, or you can maybe specifically focus on one body part to lose fat. And at the end of
yeah,
the
we can
day, it,
definitely make it.
it only comes down to what you're eating.
Oh yeah, who eat your best veggies?
Eat those veggies. All right, let's jump
Those
to the
veggies.
last point here. Last topic: finance. What
Finance.
do you do if you keep losing money while you're trading or investing?
It depends. It depends on the mindset that you get. It depends on. For me, if I'm losing money, hell no, I'm not selling. Yeah, definitely don't
Mm.
sell as investor.
So, in the
Now,
moments that you've lost money, if if you kept track of the stock that you lost money in, did it bounce back and made higher highs, or did it just keep
oh
falling?
yeah, definitely. No, I definitely make higher highs, but in thinking it in like a 6 month period. Don't think about like next day or
Mm.
1 week or next week. Um, so that's like kind of like the mindset when it comes to long-term investors. You, regardless of how I see it or how you should see it, if there's like a low lows, like a very low, that's a fucking sale. If you got cash, just jump into that, just get it, because time to time there's not going to be the opportunity to buy back or to buy, and also that kind of like kind of like balances out, because like your price point now has, because the price that you get on your portfolio is the average price, so it kind of lowers it. So later on you get to see like a lower price that you bought, and once it reaches to the level, you recuperate all your capital, and then it keeps growing, and yeah, you recuperate it regardless if it goes low. In my opinion, you shouldn't sell it. Don't fucking sell. Instead, buy more if you got cash. When it comes to trading, though, you definitely have to have a margin, like a what is it called? Stop
Good deal.
loss.
Oh, stop loss. Okay.
Yeah, you have to have a stop loss. You gotta know how risky you can get. If that trade that you took is is going too low, just have a stop loss. And yeah, and just wait until like it reaches bottom, then you buy, and then you can recuperate that loss that you made. Like
Hmm.
when it comes to trade, you gotta be more active and more
Yeah,
analytical, definitely.
for sure, for sure. You definitely got to be looking at charts and time frames and keeping aware
Mm-hmm.
of like what's happening in the world in terms of the news and things like that. So the one thing that I would say is that whatever it is, however you like to trade or invest, you cannot hesitate whenever you're going to take a position.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever hesitate to take a position, then you're 100% going to miss whatever the opportunity is, whether it's good or bad. That kind of just depends. You got to give it enough time to play out. But what I know for sure is that there's been plenty of times where I thought there was a good opportunity to buy something, but I wasn't confident in taking the position. And that's usually because I was using too much money. So if
Mm-hmm.
it goes against me, if the trade goes against me, I was going to lose too much money. And that made me hesitate to buy. So whenever you're going to enter something, I would suggest that the money that you're putting on the line shouldn't be so much that it makes you hesitate to buy. Because the moment that you hesitate, that's where you're going to
Mm-hmm.
lose. What you should do, open with a position that you're comfortable with. If it drops and you still see that it's a good opportunity, then that's where you can average in a little bit more money you bring down the average price and kind of just wait it out, see what happens. And then you kind of just keep playing it like that. If it keeps going lower and it keeps just slowly averaging down and there's no progress on an uptrend, then you can sell it. Or if it bounces back and it makes higher highs, there you go. You made your profit. And that approach you have to kind of take with day trading and investing longer term. Because I know fully well as a day trader that most of the times where I end up losing money is where I trade with too much money up front. I don't give it an opportunity to play out a little bit longer. And usually if I let it play out a little bit longer, it bounces back and it makes higher highs. But because I opened with a really big position, I get scared and I pull the money out once I lose 1 to 2 to 3%.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to controlling your emotions. You gotta, yeah, that's actually, emotions is a really good topic to talk about when it comes to trading. Because time to time, you're going to be, scared or your emotions, right? As humans, we have emotions. And when you see red, you instigate it to like sell, 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 sell. So you can like lock in profits. But you gotta think in more like a long term, or think about like what is happening at that time, at that point. Like for example, right now, on Friday, everything was red, like the worst drop since March. And regardless of that, I'm like, okay, so let's see how the election turns out. And depending on that, I will diversify my portfolio accordingly, allocate my resources to, one sector or another. Also, I took out some cash from my portfolio because I'm doing like a little safe move, I guess. Something that's gonna it's gonna give me revenue, it's gonna give me some profit consistently. Really good to diversify in that way as well, because I already made some profit on the market, so might as well just use the profit to make me some secure
profit. Yeah,
some secure profit, like in the long term. And yeah, so definitely allocate those resources that you have in a way that are smart, I would say, and don't let your emotions drive you to sell, 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 or buy, 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 just because you see red or green. Definitely control in that sense. Be water, my friend. I love that quote.
So I would even
Bruce
say, yeah, I never heard that quote before.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sure good. So what I would say is, yeah, manage those emotions, and a good way to manage those emotions is to manage the money well. So you have to find where you're comfortable. I bet you if you put $1 into Apple and you saw that drop that happened on Friday, you wouldn't really flinch that much because you only have $1 invested in it. That drop wasn't really that significant in the long term. But if you had $10,000 invested and that was that drop, then that's a lot of money that you just lost, or you perceivably lost. You think you've lost it, but you only lose money when you sell. You don't actually lose money when it's going down.
Very good point. You only lose money when you sell. You don't take in account dividends, and also whether the stock is gonna jump back into the price point that you bought and or keep growing high. So depending on what you do, to be honest, it all comes down whether you have that trading mindset or the investor mindset.
I feel like it's the same, honestly.
No, it's not the same. Like for
it's
trade,
just the time frame.
Yeah, because I feel like for trade, once you start losing money, you're gonna do back carrying. What do you call it?
Back holding.
Back holding. There you go. Just until you're waiting for that stock to jump back in. When you can sell, with the stop loss, of course, just put a percentage that you're willing to lose on that specific stock, and you can later on allocate those resources of that money to a different trade, and you can recuperate the capital and make profits.
Yeah,
See,
for sure.
It's a bit different than investors, because investors, I'm telling you to hold it and buy more rather than just sell it, and then go see another stock and buy to recuperate it. Because remember, taxes are a bitch, and they're gonna tax you when you sell.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet, so we should make that a talking point. Taxes in the stock market.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. Cool. Yeah.
But no, I
Any
don't know. For
news?
me, I feel like just one last point. The way I would go
Mm-hmm.
about trading and investing is kind of similar. It's just the time frame. So for me, let's say I have $10,000 and I want to put that into Apple. The
Mm-hmm.
way I would start to trade for my investing portfolio and my trading account would probably be the same. I start with a position that I'm comfortable with. So let's say $1,000 or 2,500, and then I give it a little bit of time. If it goes my way, then I can put in more. If it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, then I can wait until I can get a better price so I can average down more, regardless if it's a day trade or a longer
Mm-hmm.
term trade, and just kind of scale that until there's $10,000 in the trade or in the investment, or I am just slowly just taking money out every once in a while because I see that there's a better opportunity coming along, and then put it back in later on.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like whatever works for you, um, definitely depends on your resources. It depends on the money that you're willing to lose, and also you know it better. I mean, you know yourself better than I do.
Yeah.
So if you are willing to, experiment, I would say experiment, because you will never know what works best for you if you don't experiment and try different things at the same time. Like what
Mm-hmm.
works for
For
me,
sure.
I usually have like some cash available on the side. If a stock is on red or make a significant drop, I usually buy more. And that average my price, like Randy mentions, and I recuperate my capital, make profit, and I stay hold it. I don't really sell it. Yeah. Um, but
All
yeah,
right.
whatever
Let's
works
see.
for you.
Yeah,
Moving
trade
on.
with a comfortable amount and then just experiment, see what works for you. But yeah,
Definitely
let's move on
experiment.
to news updates real quick, and let's cut this because we went longer than I thought we were going to go.
Day way. Shit.
Yeah,
All right. In my end, I haven't news.
no
uh,
news.
not there. So elections is tomorrow, guys. Go to vote. Make your choice. Look into their policies, what they offer, benefits you, not benefits you. Definitely make the choice wisely. Now, if you're in New York, it doesn't really matter to be honest, because it's gonna go Democrat regardless. Um, but go to vote, make your voice heard. Now, when it comes to news, hold on, let me open this really quick. Uh, now the what is it? The jobs report is coming out this week or next week, I think. SP 500 dropped really badly last week, worst drop since March, to 5.6% down. All really awful, really really awful. But remember, it's a minor setback, so keep positive. Now, when it comes to earnings report, we're still on earnings report season for quarter 3. Today, I'm looking at PayPal and AMC. Definitely gonna keep them an eye on them. My expectations, PayPal, uh, PayPal, it hasn't
PayPal.
really,
Yeah.
it fell. Now, for
Yeah.
me, PayPal has a lot of potential. It has a lot of cash on the side that's very important for a company to have. And now it's allowing trade, crypto trade in within their platform, which opens the door for all their audience. Now, PayPal is huge everywhere, not just in the US, it's global. So PayPal has a lot of potential. If it failed, look at it as a sale. So just buy, in my opinion. I might look into it actually,
Mm-hmm.
because I hold some shares. But other than that, um, nothing crazy happened this week. I hope you enjoy Halloween.
Yeah, there's nothing here. But yeah, hopefully you guys
Wait,
had a good one.
facts. What about you? Any trades that you're looking at?
Any updates? So I was looking at Twitter because it fell like 20% on Friday. So we'll see if we get a
Mm-hmm.
bounce back on that. Besides that, like I was telling you before we started, the Neo is
Oh
coming
yeah,
up pretty
Neo.
nicely. And we'll keep an eye out on that. Because usually when it
Mm-hmm.
starts moving, it just has this crazy momentum like Tesla used to have back then. So that's pretty cool. And
Mm.
besides that, I'm just waiting to see how the market is going to trade today. It seems like we bounced back from the lows that we had on Friday, and hopefully we can probably bounce back a little bit higher. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
anticipating, and then we're going to go back down.
But yeah, we're still on a downtrend, regardless of if whether
Yeah,
today
big
bounces
picture.
back or not. Yeah, the big picture, it is a downtrend, guys. Really sad to see that, but we're gonna see. The elections are gonna be. Do you watch the video that I sent you?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like turning point for the stock market, not just for the stock market, for the economy overall. So depending on whether Democrats get the Congress back or they get executive office, it's gonna be a turning point.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a messy next month because of the stimulus, and us, like the U.S. is in need of the stimulus, and they made it political, which affects us, and it kind of sucks. But yeah.
At this point, we kind of just got to wait and see what's going to happen.
Yeah, man. Other than that, it's a beautiful day out there. Definitely take a breath. It's a
So
Monday.
enjoy, get some sunlight, get some vitamin D. Definitely, it's helpful for the coronavirus actually. So make sure
If
that you
you,
get that good vitamin D.
yeah, if you're a girl and you can get the D too, by all means, go ahead.
You can get both of them.
Fine. All right, yo. Good to see ya. Well, you don't see me, but like, I'm out.
Peace
I'm gonna
out.
take a nap.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. It's a good one.